Hey, beautiful soul, namaste. I hope you are well. And if you follow this channel, then you have a desire to become the master creator of your reality and also the master alchemist so that you can transmute any dark energy into light and create the most beautiful, dreamy experience that is possible for you and everyone that you love. And in this video, I'm going to teach you, I'm going to help you understand what the biggest thing is that's holding you back from ascending to this level of the creator, to anchoring yourself in creatorship and moving beyond victimhood. And so the biggest thing that is holding you back is victim consciousness. Okay, it's a plague, it's an epidemic here on planet Earth. And how do you move out of or graduate beyond victim consciousness and become the creator, the alchemist? Well, there's two things, right? So the first thing that you'll need to do in order to elevate yourself beyond victim consciousness and move to creator, to alchemist, is you'll need to change the way that you perceive yourself. So you'll no longer, you want to shift how you perceive yourself. Currently, you are most likely perceiving yourself as a victim of your circumstances, of your past, things that have happened to you, maybe this life, maybe even past lives. And so you're most likely anchored in victim consciousness at this point in time. And in order to move to creator, to alchemist, you will need to change the way that you perceive yourself. No longer looking at yourself as a victim of your circumstances, anchoring yourself in the knowing, the deep, tangible knowing that you are the creator of your reality, that you create everything in your experience, everything you are creating is serving you, and you are the alchemist of all the energy that exists. And so that's the first thing that you have to do, is change the way you look at yourself. Stop seeing yourself as a victim and stop playing the sympathy card for others. Stop looking for sympathy from others. Taking full accountability, responsibility for your life, every creation, and saying, yep, this is all me, all the good, all the bad, all the positive, all the negative, everything that has ever happened to me is on me, was my creation, was there to serve me, and I'm the creator, not a victim. Okay, so that's the first shift, right? Changing the way that you look at yourself, right? But the second shift, which is much more difficult, is changing the way that you look at other people as well. And when you meet other people, right, and have an interaction and a connection, you might meet with someone who is a friend of yours, and your energy fields come together and they merge and infuse with each other, and there's a soul connection there, and you share an experience. Now, what often happens in those times is that we share stories with each other. And often these are things that have happened to us, things that have happened in the past. And you might find that someone, a friend of yours, is sharing a story with you, and that they are portraying themselves as a victim and looking for sympathy, right? And this happens all the time. We're very much programmed this way, that we portray ourselves as the victim, and that keeps us in a low frequency, prevents us from ascending to the higher levels of consciousness. So you got to catch yourself first, make sure that you're not perceiving yourself as a victim, and you can consciously shift that so that you start to perceive yourself as the creator over time, right? But you also have to change the way that you see others, and don't be tempted into feeling sympathy for other people. So when you do meet another person and they share their story, and if they're sharing a story in a way that portrays them as the victim, right, you will naturally be inclined, right? Your ego will see this as an opportunity to feel sympathy, to anchor yourself in the energy of sympathy, right? And to affirm to that other person that yes, they are a victim, right? So that you can share that experience together to help ease the pain for that person, maybe, or maybe it just feels like the appropriate thing to do at that moment. But what you're actually doing is affirming to that other person, right, which is another version of you, right, that they are the victim. Okay, and we're all connected via this consciousness. You are everything, and all is in everything. Everything is in everything, and everything is divinely connected through consciousness. So if you end up affirming that another person is a victim, then you are affirming that you are a victim, because you're connected to all of that as well. So you've got to be really careful. It's a a really sneaky ego trap when we connect with other people and they share their story of victimhood and we feel sympathy, okay? And it puts us in a low frequency because we're affirming victim consciousness. We're giving life to this energy body, which is victim consciousness. And what this new earth awakening is all about is transcending and moving beyond, far, far, far beyond victim consciousness, the victim paradigm, right? And taking full responsibility and accountability for who we are as sovereign creator beings. So be really careful. And what I would say is I learned the hard way on this because I used to burn myself out trying to help as many people as I could in my journey, teaching yoga, working as a personal trainer, nutrition coach, mindset coach, as a mentor. You know, I spent 15 years plus trying to help as many people as I could, and because my ego just felt like it needed to prove itself as someone who was worthy of love in this world. And so that's the way that I went about it, trying to help as many people to become healthier, to establish a positive mindset, to become more balanced within themselves and within their families. I tried for 15 good years to really just help as many people as I could. And what I learned that I can't help anyone. I'm not here to help anyone. That's not my role. And I don't believe that any of us are here to help others. I have come to tangibly know that the only thing that exists, right, in this reality is love. The only thing that is tangibly real is love. And all we are here to do is love ourselves and each other, right? And that's it. So the way that I look at it now is very different, right? When I meet people, right, I will very consciously be aware, right, that when I do meet others, right, they're likely going to share a story of victimhood in some way, right? And I want to be really careful not to affirm them as a victim of their circumstances, because that's going to keep that person in a low frequency. It's going to prevent them from ascending to the high levels of consciousness, prevent them from being anchored in their creatorship, prevent them from coming fully online as the alchemist of their own reality. So they're likely going to stay in suffering, right? Low frequency, fear, scarcity, lack, right? And I really love that person, right? Because I love everyone. And so that's not what I desire for that person. So I've had to reframe and just really keep my mind really open and pure, and just be really aware of you know, what, because we're powerful creators, right? And you can have a powerful influence on everyone that you meet, right? You could literally help someone to transcend victim consciousness and move into creator just by being aware of what you're saying and what you're affirming for that other person. So be really aware that that you're not affirming yourself as the victim, but also that you're not affirming others, these so-called others, which are just other versions of you, as the victim either. Okay, and when we're able to do that, we can transcend beyond the victim paradigm, victim consciousness once and for all, fully move beyond it, and it will just dissolve at that point on itself. It's no longer serving us now. And as this new earth energy comes in and the soul family, 144,000 are being activated and coming online, and this new earth is manifesting as we speak, right? Very, very rapidly. It's coming in very quick. So this victim paradigm needs to dissolve, because otherwise we're not going to be able to anchor ourselves in the new earth energy. It will really be a major blockage. It will really restrict the flow of this new earth energy and continue to cause electromagnetic interference and mental disturbance. And so the ego is very clever, but the ego is on its last legs now. It's dissolving, and so I hope that insight helps. I hope you find it helpful, and yeah, give my channel a follow, and yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I love you, and namaste.